Hey guys, so in this video today we're going to be looking at Gymshark. We're going to be looking at them from a design, from an e-commerce perspective about what things are they doing really well that I can explain to you that you can take advantage of in your own e-commerce stores. We'll talk about what they're doing really well, what they could be doing better, and I guess why they've continued to stay with Shopify, what the benefits of that are and why you might be able to take advantage of that as well. So hopefully super value driven. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's take their category page that I've got here, which is for the shop of the women's. So we come straight in, nice big bold elements near the top of the page and push us into here. The things that I think work particularly well, or I know that work really well, there's a couple of really nice things that happen on here. Because we're on a desktop, we've obviously got a cursor interaction. And these are really nice that I can actually hover over these. I get an interaction with them. So it shows me a front view and a different view. So these are contour seamless leggings. So therefore, obviously, the women who are looking at this would want to buy them for their bum. So therefore, it makes sense they have that. They can look through. I also like the fact that they always have loads of different styles of body types, I guess of different types of users who might be using it: big, small, muscly, skinny. They have a huge range. I think that works really well. The other thing that I really like on this is they make it as easy as possible for a user to buy. It's actually often overlooked that you expect people to come in and go like, oh, well, I need to see that product page. I need to see that in detail. People don't really want to do that all the time now. Yes, we still need to cover for a certain sector of user who's going to do that. But for some people, just seeing that photo here enough and then hovering over and saying, yes, I need it in small, that is all they need. Let's make their life as simple as possible. And this is a really big thing to remember. This is a split-second decision if someone's going to buy something or not. And if we miss that moment, they may never come back to it. So we need to make it as simple as possible. I also like the fact from a contrast point of view that we have these different always have like a block of color, but everything's always on a gray background. It means that the products can always really stand out. If we carry on down, again, they've got some nice kind of images going on here, and everything is very consistent in its look, even front and back, being able to flick between them. It works really nicely. Next, we're going to focus on the Gymshark product pages, and there's a couple of things that I think they do really well. So first off is obviously they have this imagery on the left-hand side. They then have everything on the right-hand side, so it's very clean and clear. We can look at the imagery, and then if we want to interact and buy with things, it's really simple. It's nice and clear that it's understandable that these are out of stock. And hey, if you do want something that's out of stock, just let us know the size that you're interested in. There's so many sites that don't think to ask for this information because we're actually capturing their email here to sell to them. It's a really great way of doing it, even if you don't have something in stock. Don't forget to do this. That's a really big one. Size guides as well, really key, and they're making it as simple as possible. So if you don't necessarily even know some of your measurements, you can just put them in and it will tell you the exact size that you need to do. Again, making it as simple as possible, and also being able to change between the colors, nice and obvious here. You'll see the site is very much black and white. And then what we want to introduce is color theory for the things that we want the user to interact with. So in this particular one, adding to the bag is in blue. It's in a completely different color, which means it really stands out compared to absolutely everything else on the page. And you'll also notice the only other real thing that really does stand out is the Klarna. It's pink. It does draw attention. Lots of white space around it means everything really stands out. We're obviously answering other potential concerns they have, and there's loads of imagery as we go down. I also think this is a really key thing that can make a big difference if you are selling clothes on an e-commerce store, but pointing out the height of the model, the size of the model, and what they're wearing, because then someone can relate to that. I know that I do that a lot when I might be buying a shirt or something as well. So those can be really beneficial. If we get down here, things like this I think are great as well. Everyone buys things in slightly different ways. So asking questions and having not just a standard review of like, is the product great, but is the product good value for money? What do you think to the overall sizing? I found it a little too loose. The benefit of this additional sort of work means that as I'm looking at my sizing guides, I might look at this and go, okay, well, actually everyone says it fits quite loose, so I'm going to buy it in a size smaller than I normally would. So these are things that we could all be taking advantage of. Lastly, I really want to kind of draw attention to this video. So these are contour leggings. And one thing that clearly people have had complaints about is they may have ordered them and then complained that actually it doesn't really do what they were hoping it was going to do. So to answer that objection or that concern that users have been having is they are literally doing videos now and including them to show them how to pull them on. Don't pull them here, pull them in this position. Things like that. Bothering to listen to your complaints and then answering them is a really, really great way to increase conversion rate. So next, let's talk about some top tips overall. So they have lots of clean white space. I think that's really key for e-commerce, just to make it really clear what we want the user to interact with. We're making it as easy as possible for the user to buy at any point, whether that's from the homepage, the category page, or the individual single page. We're using color theory with bright contrasting colors to really stand out. The blue button that we were showing before, that's the thing that we want to buy from. We're making that really clear what we're going to interact with. Now, you'll also see that Shopify, because Gymshark is built on Shopify, the site is very fast to load. It's easy to buy from. It's very mobile friendly as well. So there's a lot of these additional elements that we can all take from. Great photography, obviously also having lots of different styles of models, referencing the size of the model and what they're wearing is going to be a really key one as well. If you have any ideas for another e-commerce stores or SaaS stores that you want me to have a look at and break down on why they work so well, maybe some understanding of what you might be able to add into your own store to really increase your conversion rate, just put it in the comments and we'll go from there. Thanks all.